Well, I apologize in advance for being long-winded. That's just me. So give me a mic and I might be up here for a while. So anyways, there's a couple things I want to share. One is, wow, how amazing is this? C.S. Lewis has this quote. Well, I'm going to paraphrase it. In one of his books, I don't even remember which one it was, but he says, I had this friend, and when I lost that friend, I lost a piece of all my other friends that only that friend could bring out. I need you, and you need me. That's why this is so beautiful, and why we all feel so full, is because there's a piece of our Father that, without you, I don't even know is there. Wow. Okay. All right. It's amazing. And then, we talked about a little bit about being woke, right, and being awake. So this is just kind of tying into that. In 2020, when all of the nothingness was happening, but it was a lot, I just asked God, what are you doing? And I was in my car when he answered me, and he said, my bride is waking up. My bride is waking up. And I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but now to look around and see this, and how many, you all are awake, right? And it just takes, it's a ripple effect from here. And I felt like, Joel and I have been on this journey together for several years now, and I felt like, you know how a wave, before it crashes, it almost looks like it goes backwards. Okay, and so I felt like I was part of the wave that's going backwards, and it's at its lowest point. But more and more time, more people get added. More people get added, more people get added, more people get added, more people get added, more people get added. And suddenly it's this tidal wave, and you don't even know where it came from. Wow. Yes, amazing, right? Wow, it just gives me so much hope and joy. And just knowing that all of you in this room, we are, again, I don't want to say that we're the only ones ever to talk about this stuff, but we're really, in a lot of ways, pioneering this good news, the whole thing to the whole man, right, to the whole world. So anyways, then I want to tie in the sovereignty of God. And I went to Israel several years ago. I was very fortunate to go. And while I was over there, I felt like the Lord just kind of instructed me to buy a Bible while I was there, but the Old Testament is written in Hebrew and the New Testament's written in Greek, and I can't read either one. But it's now a lifelong journey for me to be able to read those things. And so when I got back, this was several years ago, I didn't know where to start, but I knew I wanted to kind of start with Hebrew. And so I really dove into the Hebrew alphabet specifically. And the Hebrew alphabet specifically, Brett, you probably know this, and other people who study this kind of stuff, A doesn't mean A in Hebrew. So, right, there's Aleph, and the second letter's Beit, right? So you have Aleph, Beit, or alphabet, right? Everything stems from this, in my opinion, God's original language. Everything stems from this. So you have Aleph. And you know, I'm not going to give you a Hebrew lesson, but in order to get my point across, I need to do a couple things. Aleph, it meant one, right? It's the first letter, so there you go. It's a number, but it's also a letter. And originally it was an ox head, and it symbolized strength or a leader. Okay, so that's what Aleph means. A to us, just when we see an A, it just means A. Aleph, when an Israelite would have seen this, it meant strength or leader, or it was kind of fluid, right? They didn't think like Greeks. They didn't think like A means A, it was kind of like, well, it could be this or it could be that. So anyways, Aleph means strength or leader. Bait. Anyways, I don't need to go through all of them. But one of the things that I want to point across, or get the point across, is the first 7 letters. This is just, again, God's sovereignty. The first 7 letters, if you were to put them in sentence form, by the way, they all connect, like they all grab each other's hand, and they all connect, one in front of the other, and then the other one behind, so you can kind of read it both ways. It's really incredible if you look into it. But this is how sovereign he is. The first 7 letters of the Hebrew alphabet in sentence form could mean something like the strength or the leader of the house gives generously to the poor man, which creates an open door for the revelation of the nail that connects heaven and earth and brings forth the Spirit. The gospel in the first 7 letters of God's language. It's incredible. Okay, so now let's get a little bit more into his sovereignty. So then you go, and there, one of the things that drew me to learning this original language is because I heard this teacher say, if you were in an intimate relationship with someone, how long could you go with a third-party translator? How intimate could you get with a third-party translator? And the point is, there are some words that are untranslatable. Okay? Genesis 1:1 is an example of that. The first verse in the Bible. Okay, this is so good. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There's an untranslatable word in there, and it's in the beginning, God created or brought forth, and then there's this little word, and the first letter of this word, it's 2 letters. The first letter is Aleph. What's the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet? Omega? No, that's Greek. Tav. So it's 2 letters. Aleph, which is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Tav, which is the last letter of the alphabet. In the beginning, God brought forth the alphabet, which brought forth heaven and earth. The Word. In the beginning, God brought forth the Word, which brought forth heaven and earth. How much do we miss, right? So anyways, the sovereignty of him. Now I just want to get into, this is the last thing, but it all connects. Who was it? Louis, you were talking about rest. And when you're talking about rest, again, just thinking about how sovereign he is. The genealogy of man in the beginning, there's Adam, right? He's first. He gives birth to Seth, right? Okay, so when you go down the genealogy, so there's Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. Big deal. Well, Adam, again, words mean things. Adam means man. Seth is appointed. Enosh means mortal. Kenan means sorrow. Mahalalel means the blessed God. Jared means shall come down. Enoch means teaching. Methuselah means his death shall bring. Lamech means the despairing. And Noah means comfort or rest. So when you put it again in sentence form, man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down teaching that his death shall bring the despairing comfort or rest. Rest, amazing. Rest has been the whole message from the very beginning to be invited. Yeah, I made it up. Yeah. I mean, how could any man make that up? Over generations, how they're named. Yeah, anyways. I love it.